All right, I'm at 1951 Vista Drive. This sewer line is in the clean out is in the backyard, and the sewer line goes to Irish Street, which goes across the neighbor's backyard as well, which we'll talk more about in just a minute. So right here, I'm gonna zero out with the bottom of the stub. I didn't fish it because I had to make sure I was going the right way, which is kind of difficult, so I didn't want you to watch me struggle with that. But now I'm in just directly below the clean out. Right here is cast iron, and it appears to be cast iron all the way throughout. So I located the 10 and 20 foot spot, which is just a straight shot. You'll see on the pictures of the sewer report. In the backyard before it hits the fence line of the other neighbor, which I do not have access to. I cannot get in the back. I'm not hopping a fence because that's against policy. But both doors are locked, and I did knock on the door. And there is one spot which we'll talk about in a second. So right here we're seeing good pitch. Some moderate scaling on the cast, which is to be expected for the age. Not a big deal. You can always think about getting a descaler if this is something that you would want even more clean. The blades are going to do a little bit of a decent job, but not nearly as much as a descaler would. So in a second we're going to take a turn. It looks like a 45. Now we are somewhere in the right here around the 50-foot mark. We are somewhere in the backyard of the neighbor. The plans are uploaded on the job that I was provided for by our contact. I'm gonna go flush the toilet a few times so we can get our head of the camera cleared a little bit more. All right, resuming. I had to get the head clear. I'm letting the water run just because I can't. It seems to want to get dirty from that scale. But throughout the line, the belly, there was no belly. Let me rephrase that. The pitch seems to be pretty good all the way throughout. I have not identified any cracks. There is one offset where there is some root intrusion around the 90-foot mark, which we'll see in a second. Okay, so this was the spot where we had some pretty good root intrusion. You can kind of see some remnants there. I saw it multiple times. I really got it cleaned this last time, thank God. I am not seeing, so there's not really much of an offset, more it's just root intrusion coming in that spot right there. This is somewhere again in the neighbor's backyard. As of now, I've not been able to locate it. I do not have permission to go back there. If this is something that we deem to be fixed, or needs to get fixed, then we're gonna have to come out here with permission from the neighbors to get a access into their backyard. So I'm not really seeing an offset. When I ran this dry, there was no crack on the bottom. I really think it's just the slightest separation that's allowed some roots in. I've spoken to my boss, and it's probably one of those things where if you just have this snaked once a year, you could probably have this line last you a lot longer than having to replace it now. But if the landlord or the buyers want this to get fixed, it will have to be a bid that it's redone when we have access to the backyard. So we're heading to Irish Street from here. It's pretty good. You do have root intrusion at the very tail end of the city tap around the 115-foot mark. It was a lot less than right where we were just a minute ago. The camera head. So we're about to kind of take a turn, and then we're dropping into the city main. We're going to call it 115 feet. You see there's root intrusion here. Now this is really hard to get, but I did go all the way to the city tap multiple times, 120, 125 feet. So right here, this is on your side of the sewer, so this will be the responsibility of the homeowners. The line is on the farthest right-hand lane of Irish Street, the very busy street, kind of by the bike lane. I have not gotten a ping yet, but based on the information that me and my boss have looked at, it's around the bike lane area, on the farthest right lane. Again, because I can't chase this, it's hard to get a ping. I'm going to try one more time. Other than that, we'll have a conversation with the realtor, whomever the contact is. So 115 is how long we are. There's the turn at 50 feet. That turn's fine. That turns somewhere in the backyard of the neighbors. 95 feet where the root intrusion was at. This can be maintained by snaking once a year. If you would like to have this tail end up to 95 feet or maybe before fixed, we will have to get the access to the neighbor's backyard. Any questions, refer to the sewer report or call Garvin Sewer Service if you have any questions. Thank you very much. My name is Caleb.